Hello, and welcome to this episode of Flyby, presented by the National Model Aviation Museum. I'm your host, Claire, and today we'll be featuring the model and the pilot that won the 1973 Multi-Wing Championships. Our director, Michael Smith, sits down with Bill Heger and Jack Poppenheger to discuss the model that Bill won with in the event considered to be the predecessor to the Tournament of Champions and the IMAC Championships. This is the Night Twister.
My name is Michael Smith. I'm the director of the National Model Aviation Museum, and I'm very happy to have with us today Bill Heger and Jack Poppenheger to discuss this very significant airplane that they were so nice to bring and donate to the museum, Bill's 1973 Omaha winning Night Twister. Now, you said Glenn Howard was the gentleman who designed and built this airplane?
Yeah.
About when did he design and build it?
It was just that year before that.
Okay, so 72-ish?
72, yeah.
And you said he was never really happy with it.
He did not fly it all that much. He flew it, and I just approached him. I said, "Would you be willing to sell that?" And he said, "Yeah," because he always had projects. You know, he come up with two or three new airplanes a year.
Did you buy this after you had heard about the contest that was coming up there in Omaha, so you were looking for a bike, or did you buy this before?
When they announced the event, the class, the
right,
NSP
and
class,
the rules
and all that, that's when I got interested in doing it.
Now, when the rules were published, that's where you saw that you needed to change the wing area. And then what did you do to meet that wing area?
Well, I got a hold of Glenn and asked him to get his plan so I could get the airfoil and build a new wing that was, I think, just one panel longer on each end.
Did you fly it before you put the new wing? Okay. And how did it fly with the original wing versus the wing that you built?
In the original wing, it had ailerons on both wings and a tie-in between them. And when I built the new top wing, I did not want ailerons in the top wing, so I didn't do it that way. And then one of the only changes I made on the plans when they published the article was I made the bottom aileron a little wider, because it did have a fairly slow roll rate, but that just made it smooth. That made it that much smoother to fly. So.
And then for the competition, when you showed up, I know that the majority of people who were at that contest were all flying the same biplane.
Pretty much flying Aeromasters.
Right. Because I've seen pictures and there's just a whole lineup of Aeromasters.
Yeah.
So what did people think when you showed up with something different?
Well, one guy looked there and he says, "Uh-oh." He said, "There goes the ball game." And it did fly like that, too.
So you placed first with this airplane in the aerobatic portion.
Yeah.
And then you placed first also in the pylon racing. For the aerobatic portion versus the other airplanes that you had flown, your other pattern airplanes and whatnot, how did this airplane compare?
Well, it was quite a little bit slower. I mean, you're talking about going from a regular pattern to this. This slows down the event considerably.
You said that was something you enjoyed, though?
Well, yeah, it was. You had to plan your flight.
Now, how did it compare then in the pylon racing?
I think the secret on pylon was getting it into the pattern, and staying close to the pins and not wandering around too much, And the biplanes, it wasn't that much of a speed event.
It was more just about how well you were flying.
How well
the
you
pattern.
just keep it in the pattern there.
And for that first year when you attended and were there, what were your thoughts in terms of how Bill was flying and how this airplane was doing?
He's a great pilot. And we called for each other during the pylon races. It's a team effort.
Yeah, it really is.
Really is if you want to win.
All right. Now, the following year when you competed, you brought the same airplane? And how did you do the second year?
Well, second year, he beat me.
So you came in second? After that event, did you continue to fly and compete with this airplane?
That's the airplane I used up in the SIG meets and the SAC meets for several years.
Well, we, on behalf of the museum and our visitors, and our future visitors. We are very, very thankful for Jack for contacting you and Bill for agreeing to donate the airplane to the museum. We walked around a little bit and showed you where its future home is going to be. So again, we thank you so much.
Well, I'm really happy with you. You know, having it here means it's going down in history.
Well, I thank you, and I'm happy for my buddy here.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen.
It couldn't happen to a nicer gentleman.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Flyby. As always, please leave your questions, ideas, and suggestions in the comment section. Follow us on social media for updates on current projects, new donations, and behind-the-scenes historical air modeling information. We always appreciate your feedback. If you notice any discrepancies in the information provided or you have additional information, please email us at museum@modelaircraft.org.